Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the regular City of Prescott meeting to order. It's Monday, July 14th at 6 o'clock. Do a roll call. Mike? Here. Maureen?
Here.
Adam is excused. Dar?
Here.
Ben?
Here.
Lindsay?
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public comments. Council will receive public comments on any issue related to the agenda. Limited discussion by the council may take place. Hearing none. Next item is the consent agenda. City Council minutes from June 23rd, Planning Commission minutes from July 7th, General Fund balances of June, cash balances for June, paid invoice for June, special event permit Sunday, August 24th, Ride to End ALZ bike ride from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Freedom Park, special event permit Saturday, July 19th, Raise the Wall from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the American Legion. Approval of closure, city offices for all employees, potluck event on August 13th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Approval of Pizza Arcade malt beverage license.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda for 1 through 9.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda, items 1 through 9. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is reports of standing committee and commission. Nothing for finance, planning commission report. Matt, you want to handle that?
And that one, so we started off with comprehensive plan updates. The Plan Commission finalized Chapter 5, which is Economic Development, the one we talked about, the facade improvement program. And then Commissioner Hobel also wanted to see if there was something that could be done for a capital cost fee, which could be used for paying for future infrastructure, specifically as we're looking for growth and looking at things like new turn lanes and potential for a road that would connect north-south from 570 up to Highway 10 when we updated our comprehensive plan. That was a couple of years ago, but trying to see if that is an option for capital costs. Then we discussed transportation plans, specifically looking at updating the bike and pedestrian plan, making sure that's up to date. And then the commission discussed golf carts and trying to specifically designate specific permanent golf cart parking for summer months that could be used and designated for that, and then potentially be removed and allowed for regular parking for vehicles in the winter months. Then we have the proposed changes to the zoning code, chapter 635. That's on tonight's agenda, so we'll cover that later. And then recommendation, they had the recommendation, approved the recommendation to the vacation of the unimproved alley, which we'll be holding the public hearing at our next meeting for if we're going to officially adopt that or not. But Plan Commission recommended moving forward with that vacation. With that, there's no other items.
Okay. Next meeting is Monday, August 4th at 6. Parks and Public Works, next meeting Monday, July 21st at 5. Health and Safety Committee report.
We just met a few minutes ago. Several discussions tonight. We had a request for golf carts to be able to travel on the trail that connects Floor Square to Ash and Linden Road. We then also had a discussion about the remaining or the 2 open Class B liquor licenses. So we came up with some plans on how we will move forward with awarding those licenses. And we will have that at the next health and safety meeting. There'll be more information about that and what direction we're going to go. We discussed 1054 Wakota Street and the property maintenance for that property. We also had a discussion, small discussion about parking of trailers, boats, jet skis, things like that on the streets. That was it?
Okay, thank you. Next meeting's Monday, September 8th at 5 o'clock. Personnel, next meeting Wednesday, July 30th at 5 o'clock, and Wednesday, August 6th at 5 o'clock.
Mayor?
Yep,
Yeah, on that, the evaluation comments, you should all have gotten something from me in the mail, are due back to me on the 21st. Because we will be compiling them and talking about it on July 30th. So it's important that you get those back to me.
okay. Next item on the agenda is communications and new business. Public comments, the council received public comments on any issue not related to the agenda. Limited discussion by the council may take place. However, no action will be taken on any item, include receiving requests or documentation, possible action at a future meeting. Hearing none. Next item on the agenda is approval of a CDL certification reimbursement agreement for the Public Works employees. Matt?
Thank you, Mayor. So, CDL licenses have become very expensive and time-consuming recently. In the past, they were relatively cheap, so we'd have our Public Works employees do that at their own expense. But with the changes and the price increase, what we're looking for is to approve this agreement that would reimburse, similar to what we do with new police officers when we send them to training academy. Basically what this would do is reimburse Public Works employees who sign up and take their CDL license, and it would give us a certain time to recoup those costs if they do not end up staying with the community. Overall, it is, I apologize here, I'm just looking at the time frame. I believe it is within 3 years, just like our agreement with police officers that we do. And it ensures we have compliance. It allows us to ensure we have retained retention of Public Works employees, and then provides the support that they need to in order to do it and the time to do it as well. So with that, I'll turn it over to the council for comments or questions. If this is approved, we'd start using it with our newest employee who currently doesn't have their CDL, that we'd be working with them to.
So the ones we have, except for the newest one, should have one already, don't they?
I believe the majority of them.
Grandfathered in,
Yeah.
or is this something new?
I think they all do except for the newest employee, the Public Works plan.
How long did they last?
2 years.
But you gotta keep, but you
Well,
don't usually have all the training.
CDL lasts forever, but if you have to have a federal medical certification, pass physical and stuff every 2 years, or if you have high blood pressure, they only give it to you for 1 year.
Oh,
Did you have that, Rob?
I did, that's why I'm very,
That's why I thought you knew
I
that.
was gonna let it go.
I mean, I had a CDL for quite some time, but
But this cost is only one time, right?
yeah.
yeah.
If you drive within state, in the state of Wisconsin, you don't have to have that because that's called intrastate. And if you cross the border, that's interstate, then you have to have the federal medical. Just knowledge
some
you probably
knowledge,
didn't
yeah.
need.
Sound like a truck driver.
Might have been.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
I thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, that-
Very good idea.
Did you talk to the employees about it? Are they all good with that? They're not gonna expect restitution for their,
No, I mean, before, from what I understand, and I wasn't, I mean, this is the first, since I've been here, this is the first employee, because the one other hire we did hire already had their CDL, because they were working for a different, but from what I understand, the cost for a CDL was between $100, $200, $300 before, so it's gone quite a bit, become quite a bit higher, but that's just what I've been told, that it was a much cheaper, so.
Yep.
I'm old enough to remember $35.
Jeez.
okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the CDL certification reimbursement agreement for the City of Prescott Public Works employees.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve the CDL certification reimbursement agreement. Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Next item is approval of the Planning Commission to hold a public hearing for proposed changes to City Code Chapter 635-19. Matt?
Thank you, Mayor. So recently, we've had some developers who are looking at specifically multifamily development within the community. The one issue that has come up in our discussions is specifically high density only allows for a height of 35 feet. When you include and look at a pitched roof as part of a development, is even when you're looking at 2 to 3 stories, it's hard to meet that depending on the pitch of the roof and things like that. So what we discussed with the Plan Commission and wanted to move forward with, and what they have recommended and agreed to move forward with, would be basically splitting up the community. R3 is currently high-density residential. What we do with this text amendment, we would change it to medium-density residential, so the same height requirement would be for medium density, still be 35 feet. We change it slightly to allow only 3 to 12 units. It's either 3 to 12 or 3 to 10. I'm just trying to find that quick.
I think it's 10.
Yes. 3 to 10 dwelling units for medium, and then high-density residential would allow for 9 or more units. Additionally, what R4 then would establish for the new area would be 4 habitable floors. There wouldn't be a set foot limit. And then we'd also adjust the minimum lot size, because right now we have a number of things that regulate and dictate what the lot size can be. For instance, setbacks are a thing. Dwelling unit size and total lot coverage all factor into what would already cover lot size. So having a minimum lot size before the old, or the current zoning code basically has a minimum lot footage that you have per each dwelling bedroom unit, and it just gets very cumbersome and overburdensome. So trying to clean that up and just establish a minimum lot size that has a single line, and then adjusting some of the high density front yard setbacks to 20, rear to 20, side to 12, which is right now in medium, they're 25, 25, 12. So for high density, they'd be going down 5 feet. So with that, if there's a map that kind of shows you, so that was the concern where you see the R3, which is currently high density. We didn't want to switch all of the high density, and that's why they're being split into 2, because those areas that are not in the northeast corner of the community are surrounded by smaller single-family lots. So we didn't want to have 4 habitable floors in those areas in that type of height. So that's why they're being split off into medium density residential. So to that point though, what we have to do is 2 separate processes. First, we go through the text amendment, which is what we're asking for council to approve tonight, which is having the Plan Commission hold the public hearing, which is required for any time you are adjusting zoning code in the state of Wisconsin. So we'd go through that text amendment process, and then we'd immediately, in order to make the map amendment, map changes, we'd have to go through a separate process, which would go, it would be only after we would approve the text amendments. So with that, basically Plan Commission recommended moving forward with these changes, and they're asking to hold a public hearing, which would be scheduled for the first meeting in August, which would be August 4th. And we would need council approval for that to happen. So that is what is before you tonight. So I'll turn it over for comments and questions.
I don't have any questions. I'd like to make a motion to approve the Planning Commission to hold a public hearing for proposed changes to the City Code Chapter 635-19.
Second it. No,
Okay.
either or. Second it.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve the Planning Commission to hold a public hearing for proposed changes to City Code Chapter 635-19. Is there any other discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, other business, council workshop after the council meeting on Monday, July 28th. Talk about public building concepts and options. Any other business?
The one other item we just wanted to bring up is that the
Okay.
VFW?
I'll take this one.
Okay, go ahead.
So I had a young lady approach me while Matt was out of the office last week from the Red Cross. They were planning a blood drive at the American Legion, but that was before they have now some issues at the Legion with the basement. And so she approached me last week and asked if they could do the Legion blood drive here in the chambers. They still want to do the blood drive because they need to continue that, but for the Legion, obviously not for the city. So we wanted to bring it to your attention and if we were to put it on the council agenda so they want to do that on July 31st. And then our next meeting, I mean, if we were going to bring it to us then it would have only give her a couple days to get everything planned. So I just want to bring it to your attention to see if you approve the idea of holding the blood drive here so she has enough time to plan and make arrangements and get everybody's schedules out.
Do they have enough, is this enough space for
Yeah,
them?
I brought her in here, she came in, she's
Okay.
like, this is perfect, she said.
Oh, okay.
So,
Basically, we just want to see if you have any concerns or not. It'd still be on the meeting with the 28th, but to Rochelle's point, if for some reason there were concerns, that wouldn't give her enough time to obviously have time and address those.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't either. I think
Okay.
it's a good idea.
thank you.
The only other item as part of our workshop, I just want to mention, we will also be discussing, our city attorney is moving on to his next position with Pierce County. And so we will be discussing, as part of that workshop, our options moving forward for city attorneys.
Okay, next item on the agenda is closed session. Closed session per Wisconsin State Statute 19.85, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation, which is or is likely to become involved, to wit, discussion and consideration of current litigation with Leo's Landing.
I make a motion to go into closed session.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion, second, go into closed session. Do a roll call. Mike?
Yes, aye.
Maureen?
Aye.
Gar?
Aye.
Ben?
All right.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Okay, we are in closed session.